Did it just literally break my brick? Oh, what's up guys? Jake with Tackle coming at you with a special red dot video. I have a new red dot from Cyelee. It is the Wolf EDG. Now this has got to be probably the most feature-packed red dot that they have come out with on the market to this date. Now, full disclosure, Cyelee did send this red dot out to us for testing and evaluation. They know that anytime we get a red dot, or anything free for that matter, we tend to beat the piss out of it. And they have challenged us to properly beat the piss out of this one, because this red dot is supposed to be drop proof from 6 feet high with up to like 35 ounces or something, pretty much the weight of a loaded gun like we'll have here in just a little bit. They claim you can drop it directly onto concrete, directly onto the red dot with all that weight impacting on it, and it will not break. And let me tell you something, there is nothing that gets me more excited in the pants besides pizza than a challenge to break a red dot reasonably. While we do enjoy a challenge, we're going to be fair, we're going to be practical and tactical. We're going to go over all the specs and features of this red dot. We're going to properly zero it, and then we're going to properly beat the piss out of it. Cyelee, you know what's coming. I love it, you love it, the audience loves it, and we're all here for it. This is probably the most excited I've been for a red dot review in quite some time. Well, yeah. So, let's get on with it. That's not right. Let's see how she does. Now, going over all the specs and features of this red dot, I need to let you know right now, it doesn't come in cheap. It's like $280. But I do have a discount code. TN Tactical will save you 10% off, but you can't use it on Amazon. There may be another site that you can use that exists that this code will work on. It escapes me right now. I can't think of what that site was called, but it'll save you some money. See, I like to get a good firm grip on it, not so loose, because then I can just all day. If it's too loose, it just goes all over the place. You don't want to limp wrist it. But going on to the specs and features of this particular red dot. So we have an enclosed emitter red dot. That means there is a pane of glass, not in the front just to reflect the red dot, but there's also one back here, as you can see. This helps keep mud, rain, water, snow, blood from getting inside there and blocking your mirror. That's a huge, awesome feature to have. Speaking of huge, it's not that big. As you can see, it's actually tucked in kind of nicely. It's not like any larger than any other typical red dot you might put on your handgun. It features 10 different brightness settings, 8 of which are going to be for daylight use, 2 of which are going to be for night vision. It powers all that with a CR1620 battery, which you'll see, actually, check this out. This is kind of funky. Look at this. It's a side-loading battery tray, but it looks like it's like a looks a little crooked, right? Like it's not quite even there. This might be so that it's a little bit more drop safe. I'm not really sure. I just noticed it was a little bit crooked there. I thought that was kind of neat. But it is a side-loading battery tray, which is very nice. Now, this does have, just like other Cyelee red dots, shake-awake thing, where essentially you set this down somewhere. It'll cut off after a few minutes until you pick it back up. It'll come back on to the same brightness you had. You should get roughly, according to them, you should get roughly about 50,000 hours of battery life. Of course, if you have it on lower brightness settings, it'll probably last longer. And if you have it on the brightest setting, it might not quite last 50,000 hours, let's be honest. Now, this is a 3 MOA red dot. It's fully submersible. Again, it's supposed to be drop proof, shock proof, everything proof essentially. You can't even get stuff in there with it being enclosed like that. On top of that, it does have 1 MOA adjustments, which you will find your elevation right top there. There's your elevation. And on the side here is your windage. Again, 1 MOA adjustments, just takes like a little flathead. You might be able to get the edge of a bullet in there, but probably not. Probably just need a little flathead, which they give you the tools for that too. Now going back to the elevation here, you're going to see something kind of unique about this red dot, and that is that it gives you little bunny ears. You see that? Those notches can actually serve as like a backup rear sight, because now I don't really have a problem with this because my slide is RMR cut and this is an RMR pattern red dot, but you'll notice here it sits pretty high. I do have suppressor height sights on here which sit extra high. Because of that, I don't actually have to worry about this red dot blocking my front rear sight. But if you say had a plate, or for some reason, you know, you were using regular height sights, which is fine, nothing against that, you may not be able to use them with this red dot. So I do like that they included that built-in rear sight for you, just in case if you happen to need it. It's very kind of them. Not all of the red dots come like that. I think that's going to do it. I think we're good now. All right, we have properly zeroed it, as you can see over here. Get a little zoomed in there for you. Can you see that? Maybe. If you look closely there, you should be able to see, yeah, pretty much all my shots are now in the A zone after making some adjustments. Kind of shot fast, but they're all in the A zone. That's what matters. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to really talk about this. I mean, you guys know what you're here for, right? You're here to see me beat the piss out of it, right? So, I mean, let's just get right onto it. Now, of course, this is going to be waterproof, but just to alleviate any doubt, you know, it is an enclosed red dot, but we'll just go ahead and pretend like we're trying to get some water in there, which we really can't do because, again, it's an enclosed red dot. Now, I did put that cold water on there, and I want to point something out. It's not a big deal. Probably won't be an issue for you. Let me get that cold water on there. Be right back. One thing I want to point out is it's really humid out here, but check this out. This is just something I'm noticing here. It's not a big deal. Do you see that spot? That's not like a reflection. That's an actual spot of condensation that's on the inside. Now it's going away. It's not a huge issue, but it leads me to wonder if it would be a problem if, say, you put this in the freezer. As far as I know, they don't like fill it up with anything to like get all the moisture out, but there was a little bit of condensation on the inside of the glass. That was interesting. Now, my ice water is really cold. It's about 75, 70-ish degrees outside right now. So I'll do it one more time just to show you. I'll try to catch all in one fell swoop here. So you see the glass is, well, it's clear. You can see through the glass just fine, no problem, right? Okay, now let's put some cold water on it. I mean, we're gonna always complain about something, right? Like, if there's something to complain about, then we'll find it. But I've got the water on there, okay? Got it off. Zoom in. You can kind of see it. See that? I'll put a shadow there. You see it really well now. That spot, it's going away, but it's a little bit of condensation that appears to be like on the inside. Now it's gone. So just something to take note of, because I want to tell you guys and show you guys everything I'm noticing here. Even though I do sort of have like an affiliation with Cyelee, let's be honest, they hook me up with lots of product, lots of red dots. I still want to be upfront with you, let you see what I'm seeing. Now again, that is with cold water in a warm environment. Is that really going to be a problem for you? Probably not, but just something to take note of. Behold, the tree of damnation, where red dots like this come to live or die. Let's be honest, this thing's going to probably have zero problems. But this is where we essentially take the red dot and we start hammering against a tree, much like you would with the same amount of force as hammering a nail with a hammer. So far, nothing. Okay, so far, I mean, I know you guys probably don't think I'm lying, but here you go. Zero of it. There you go. You see it? The red dot is, I mean, it's got some juice on it and some water, but it's still holding up just fine. Let's check and see how it does with zero. Spot on. Let me show you what we got. All right, if you look closely here, this time I was using the left target in the A zone, and you'll see all my shots are in the A zone. And then I just finished the last 4 rounds with the steel target in the middle there. But as you can see, it's held zero enough to where you can keep it in the A zone at 20 yards. Now that's pretty impressive. But you know what it's time for? Behold, the brick of damnation. This is where red dots come to live or die. This is essentially where we take a fully loaded magazine, as you see there, and it's empty there, of course, but we put the loaded magazine into it for weight, and then we proceed to drop it. They claim, this is their big claim, guys, that this red dot is supposed to be drop proof from up to 6 feet high, 35 ounces directly on the concrete. And we're just gonna try to properly test it, properly drop it multiple times from about chest high. I'm about 5'11", so chest high is probably gonna be about 5'5" or something like that. I don't know, math. We're going to properly take the challenge and see if this breaks. 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Y'all, seriously, let me take the mag out because we try to be safe. Look at this. Look at it. Look at that. Now it's gotten plenty of damage up here, right? Like the aluminum housing definitely took a beating, but look. There's my red dot. Look at the front here. She's good. See that? It's good. All right, we're gonna check zero and then we're gonna really like go all out with this thing. Okay, I have spray painted all the targets, both silhouette rubber targets and the metal one. So if I want to get crazy with it, I can. Let's check zero here. I'm, by the way, aiming for the top half of the A zone. Spot on, dude. Spot freaking on. I just kind of suck. Look at that. Top half of the A zone. I mean, damn, dude, look, they're all within like the shape, the size of a pie plate, you know? Like 20 yards, I'll take that all day. And that's after beating the piss out of it and dropping it like crazy. Okay, we gotta do something that we've not really done before here on Team Tactical. I want to take this red dot. It's gonna be empty, of course, but I want to take this red dot and slam it against the brick and see if we can break this thing. I'm gonna take this and just start slamming it as hard as I can against this brick, okay? All right, here we go. Did it just literally break my brick? It really just, this is crazy. I'm gonna actually drop the cinder block on it. Yep, that's what we're doing. We're just gonna drop this brick on it as hard as we can. You ready? 3, 2, 1. I finally broke it. I finally broke it, guys. Look. It just took me slamming a freaking cinder block on top of it as hard as I could. Here's the funny part about this. It looks really bad, right? But all the damage is actually just on the rear piece of glass. You can still use the red dot. Now there is one small crack right there, that corner. There is one small crack right there. I mean, come on, guys. Like, this is intense. I gotta say that I'm impressed. I'm actually really impressed. I had to break it though, because, you know, it's a challenge. But I think Cyelee has done an excellent job. Okay, so my thoughts and impressions on the Cyelee Wolf EDG. I'm gonna be just straight up with you right now. This channel has been on YouTube for 4 years as of this recording. And in that time, out of 3 of those 4 years, I've been doing drop tests and reviewing a bunch of different red dots. All of them have been sort of like that budget-friendly Chinese, as people like to call it. And a lot of them have had some good moments, but there have also been some that have been not so good. To be quite frank with you, this is without doubt the best red dot as of right now. This is the best red dot I have ever reviewed on the channel. Now, we haven't done a lot of the big boys like Trigicon or Aimpoint. I'm not one of the big guys on YouTube. You guys, same as me, we appreciate good quality budget-friendly stuff, because let's be honest, inflation's been high, prices have been high, but we gotta save some money. I'm not the kind of guy that can really afford to spend $500 or $600 on a red dot. I like to try to save money where I can, and that's why I really do a lot of these drop tests, because I really want to know how far can you push these budget-friendly options. You know, will they hold zero after getting smacked around against a tree or get dropped onto a brick? Will they break? That's what I want to know, because I want to make sure whatever I spend my money on it's worth every penny. And I gotta tell you, this is freaking impressive. It's $280. I get it, it's a lot of money, but I would say it is probably the best $280 you can spend on the red dot, even more than a Holosun. Bring me a Holosun. I would love it if Holosun or somebody would ship me a Holosun to drop test and put through its paces like we just did with this. Because I don't think a Holosun or anything else is going to hold it to what we just did to this one. If you want something rugged, if you want something that I would consider duty grade, not just self-defense carry grade, but for duty use, this is it. And you may disagree with me and say, oh, I'd rather spend money on a Trigicon or an Aimpoint. Hey, you do it. This is a much smaller profile than a large enclosed mailbox style red dot, and it still has the same profile as an open mirror red dot without taking up much space. I respect the big boys. I respect those that want to spend the extra $400 or $500 to get the top tier premium red dot brands. I respect that. It's your money. But for me, I want to get something that's more budget friendly that I know I can count on without breaking the bank. Guys, that's going to wrap today. If you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. What do you think about the Wolf EDG? Do you like it as much as I do? I'd love to hear from you. We will see you next time. If I don't kick my tripod.